everyone, this is Kenji here at the Sea Otter Classic. It's here in Monterey, California at the Laguna Seca Raceway. And this is the gathering of the bike scene on the West Coast in California. And I'm here meeting up with a friend of mine, Laurel King. Laurel is a great friend from the outdoor industry, runs a business called outdoorindustryjobs.com. But also has been working this event for years, so a great happenstance meeting. I'm so glad to see you here. And just had a few questions about the Sea Otter since you've been involved in it for so long. Let me just ask you, how long have you been involved with it and how old is the event?
The event's 29 years old, and I think I've been involved at least maybe 22 years of those, a long time, yes.
And so what are the roots of this event? How did it get started?
Well, it was started by three men. Two of them, or at least one of them, was a bicyclist. Frank Sutton, Ron Sutton, and Frank Johannan. And I would say about, and again, don't quote me on this, about 15 years ago, maybe 12 years ago, Frank bought out the Sutton brothers. And but I think mainly one of the Sutton brothers was the founder. I can't remember his name. Rick Sutton was actually the biggest bicyclist, and he is still in the industry and has had booths here. I ran into him the other day, so yes.
So it's a little bit like outdoor in that respect. Like once you're in, you never really leave.
Yes.
A little bit of whack-a-mole going on.
Exactly.
Like, oh, where do you work now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed that in outdoor too. Maybe it's something about the enthusiast sports.
It is.
So it's really interesting to hear your experience on the inside, watching this event grow and change over the years. Last time I was here was 2 years ago, and I noticed some differences from the years past. The big thing this year is that Interbike, the trade show for the bike industry, isn't being produced. So how is that affecting this event, do you think?
Well, as far as I can tell, this consumer show has grown because it has always been known as companies coming in and showing their new products for the year. But now I've heard that it has grown 30% this year as the number of booths that have increased because of that. And so it's been kind of a coming out for new products in the industry. And then so they get exposure not only to the dealers that visit, but also the consumers. And then they have a good party and fun. And actually the Bicycle Leadership Conference, which the Sea Otter also runs, here in Monterey, a lot of those people come out and see the new products and companies here as well. So, yeah.
So a 29-year-old event had a 30% growth. Like, that's pretty unusual. That's not something you see too often, especially in a mature industry like cycling. So what are some of the trending, like the new categories that you're seeing here?
Well, I've seen some food. Of course, I've seen food over the period of years. They've come and gone.
You mean like energy food?
Energy food, butters. We talked about gels, all those things. Those have always come, but there's new ones. I saw a winery here. I've seen, it's mostly bicycle-oriented in components and things like that. But, I don't think it's changed that much. It's just brought the people that are at Interbike need somewhere to mingle and meet and see the dealers. And there are all those small accessory companies that are being left out. And also a lot of the bigger companies like Trek and Specialized, who are not going to Interbike, come here, they can do their demos. But I haven't really seen a lot of different things, but just more of the same that you would see at Interbike.
Got it. So you mentioned butters. Can you tell me a little bit of difference between the chamois butter and the trail butter?
Well, you certainly don't want to get them mixed up, that's for sure. Chamois butter is for putting on your bike shorts in particular areas so there's no rubbing. Yes, and the peanut butter or almond butter or whatever you eat that. You don't want to eat the chamois butter. You don't want to put the butter down there, the other butter down there.
Don't mix up your butter.
No, yeah, the butters are important fact. You could try it. I'm not saying it's not possible, but
maybe that's an opportunity for some innovation, right?
Yes.
So you heard it here first. You heard it here. You butter manufacturers.
Yeah.
Get it together.
Yeah.
You could have your peanut butter and your chocolate together. Yes. Yummy.
Yeah.
That's funny. So I wanted to ask you a little bit more about like this van life, and I see, you know, Winnebago here, and is that a burgeoning scene here, even though this is really a cycling-based event?
Okay. Yeah, I see a couple more companies, like Mercedes-Benz is here, Winnebago, there's Vanago or something like that over there.
Oh, yeah.
And there's one on the far side, more of a tent manufacturer on top of cars, a new one that I've never seen. So we're bringing those types of people. Good point, I forgot about that. But more of the adventure related. There are some bicycle tour companies here. They're trying to get that at the consumer to see, hey, we do bike tours, hut-to-hut type stuff. So I think there's a huge potential for companies to come in, and these people are multi-sport people. They're not just bicyclists. So why not market to them and get them to know other things that you have to offer here? So yeah.
Yeah, isn't it really our goal to pack their garage full of as many toys as possible?
What we do that.
Yeah, that's what we do. That's what we do well.
Yeah.
Well, last question. I'm really curious about the attendance here, because this is a consumer event. So you all market to obviously the regional area, the San Francisco area, Tahoe, NorCal, SoCal. Who comes to the Sea Otter here at Laguna Seca?
Okay. Actually, this is an international event. There are many, many people come from foreign countries to race. My job here at the Sea Otter is to answer all the questions. I'm info booth coordinator. I answer the phone. So I'm talking to people from all over the world. There's 375 media people here that cover this event. So it is one of the major races in the world. Plus, they've added all these consumer things, like they have recreational rides, they have more of the vendors. So they've combined the racing. There's a dog over there. They're not supposed to. You should pan over to that. That's really cute. So, yeah, check that bike out. He's going to pan over to that with the dog. Is he behind us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cute dog.
I know.
What are you going to do?
Yeah. So they not only market nationwide and Canada. Also, a big aspect of this event is trying to get 12 and under free to come in here.
Yeah, I know.
And right, they have a kids demo day. They do demonstrations in schools around the area to get kids in the area to come with their parents to learn how to bike, to get exposed to the biking world. So one of their major goals is to keep the bike industry going by exposing it to younger people. Sure. That's a big goal of this event, that's one of the reasons I'm involved, because of that, actually. So it's just not U.S., and it's international, kids, adults, everybody. That's what
Now I know, Laurel, that the secret of every trade show is that every trade show is a regional event. And people can come from 40 countries, but you're going to draw strongest from the local region. So, and so not really being deeply immersed in the bike industry, like I'm curious how this attendance base might be different from, say, an event that's in Arizona or in New Jersey or something like that.
Well, I mean, I talk to people that come from Washington and Oregon and Southern California and the Midwest on the phone and email, and it's because of the competition. There are 3,000 people doing the cross-country race, and 3,000, they send them off in waves of ages every 3 years, like 50 to 58, 58 to, and so the competition in the age groups is pretty high. Same with downhill, and then there's a lot of juniors that they race. There are 10-year-olds going down the downhill, and the parents call me and they say, "Can I go on the ride with them the first time to go practice?" No, you can't. So they don't want to send their kid down a downhill by themselves. So it has a growing long-time reputation, and as when you run an event, it's a growing thing over a period of time, and in 29 years it's been able to keep growing and adding competition and adding fun. So, and they have 10,000 people here camping, so they offer the camping right here. There are big parties at night. I won't go into that, but they really have fun here, and that's the whole thing, is it's all in one place. And it's just a growing thing over a period of time. That's how it's happened, word of mouth, and then just all the marketing they do and involvement with the bike industry as well. So,
yeah, right on. Very cool. Well, I also heard that the beginnings of this event were focused around races, like competition, the track. Here is obviously a great place for facilitating that. Is that true? Is that the core of the event is competition racing?
Yes, that is the core, but they've added the Grand Fondos and a mountain bike tour and then one called the Gravel Grinder. So I used to run the bicycle events, the recreational ones here. They've kind of formalized them more. They provide massages, they provide rest stops, and a meal at the end. And so they probably get, 2,500 people just participating in those recreational rides. And then the vendor fair attracts them to those rides because it's such a great fair to come. So that's how, yeah.
Well, awesome. That is great insight, Laurel. I appreciate your, meeting up with you here and you taking some time to talk with us here. It's Kenji with Ecotone Explorer with Laurel King of OutdoorIndustryJobs.com. If you're interested in this kind of topic, don't forget to subscribe or leave a comment on this thread. And we'll be cruising around here at the Sea Otter Classic at Laguna Seca in Monterey. So we'll see you out there. Thanks.
Did I do okay?
I think you did great.